what's going on, Connect fam? Your girl Stitches here. You are watching the Connect Network TV right here on the CW. Each and every Saturday morning, we're bringing you leveled conversation and, of course, information to propel women in business and female entrepreneurs to new heights. And from time to time, we'll sprinkle a couple of amazing men as well. So my girl, Sandy Glint, my co-host, is not here today, but she definitely will be back next Saturday. So don't worry about it. She's slaying all things with her crowd. But from luxury events to slaying business with style, darling. And later on, the cutest hippie soul candle shop in Florida tunes in. Plus, this morning, we're going to talk with Constantine, who is sharing her journey from prison administrator to entrepreneur. Yes, it's a jam-packed show, so let's go. Our guest is taking the event space by storm and curating custom events across the country. If you are having a big event and the decor and production needs to be top-notch, there's one person that you're going to call, and she's here with us, Miss Tyra Nicole. Hey, Tyra.
Hi.
Who are you going to call, Tyra?
I'm right here at your service.
Thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
I'm amazing. How are you? Thank you for having me.
I'm doing amazing. I can't wait to delve in to the conversation with you. So I named some pretty big names, and I know you're going to delve more into it, but not only just celebrities, but also big brands that you have been able to create events for. Before we get into these clients, can you first please share your personal journey? How did you really get into this experimental space of eventing? Like, can we say, is that a word, eventing?
Right, we'll make it a word today. It's okay. The funny thing is, I actually started as a nursing student, and I was like, everybody thinks, you leave high school, you go to college, be a nurse, like be a doctor, be this, be that. And so I went for the first 2 years, I hated it. And I was like, I'm just going to take a step back. Let me figure out what I really want to do. And that's when I started working with an art company, an art organization actually called Art is My Drug that I still work with today. And I was curating all of his events. I was helping him like manage his company. And I was like, I could do this myself. So let me venture off. So in 2017, I actually started with Tyra Nicole Productions. That was the first name ever. And I was actually a marketing and event production company. And, you have to go through different phases to kind of see where you really fall into. So that's how we landed where we are today.
Exactly. And you never know where your next blessing is going to come from or through who. And you mentioned, Tyra, something about experimental marketing as your stick. Can you explain really what that is and what that means?
Yeah, so it's actually called experiential marketing. So creating an experience, and a lot of this is more so with brands. So a lot of brands are wanting to be really tied in with their consumers. The event production is for really anyone because we do weddings, we do baby showers, like Hendrix, and then we also do retirement parties, like I did for Tabitha Brown. So it's just a full-on creative agency. Whatever you need, we could do it.
I like that. That should be the tag. Whatever you need, we can do. And I got to name, we have to name drop just a little bit, if that's all right. We kind of delved into Grammy nominated, award winning, folks, but some of your past clients, can you share with us that you remember that some of the most memorable creations that you produce for them? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, I'll start with Tabitha Brown, actually, because I worked with her for the very first time post-pandemic, post having my son.
Wow.
And, during the pandemic, the event space completely was at a halt. Like no one was doing anything. Everybody was in, like a lot of different industries. And so when I got that call actually from a really close friend of mine who was her private chef, he did a lot of work with her. And he was like, I know she's planning her husband's retirement party, and she's looking for a planner. And I was like, oh my God, yes, give her my information, of course. And so he did. And she called me. And when I got that call, I was like, that's Tabitha Brown.
Wait, I don't mean to do this, but you got to tell me, how did she pick up the phone? Because she's known for her accent. How did she?
Oh my God. It was the standard, "Hey, honey, this is Tabitha," and I was like, "Oh my God." And then her spirit, even before I met her in person, is just as genuine as it is on camera. Like, I love her. And so I was able to produce that party for her. And at that party, actually, because mind you, it was post-pandemic, so my prices, I'm like, oh, like I just need to get some income. Like I need to get back in the groove of things. She told me, like, honey, listen, like you are worth way more than what you're pricing yourself at, because like what you did for me was amazing. And you take that to heart. And I was like, okay, you're right. And so literally after that, like prices went up. I've done
not today's prices.
Exactly. It was like a snowball effect after that event, because after that event, I met Kev on stage and Mrs. Kev on stage, and I was able to do all of their events. And then she referred me to Cody Elaine Oliver, who is the founder and creator of Black Love. And it was, like I said, nurture those relationships, because Tab called back. I worked with her with the Pan-African Film Festival. Like it's been an amazing experience. So that's just one of them. Like I have so many that I can tell you, but we would be here all day.
That just means we have to have you back. That's all. We just have to have you back. But I know my ears are burning. So that means somebody's asking this question. How can people hire you? Where are you based? And like, how can they just connect with you, Tyra?
Yes, so we're actually Los Angeles based, but we travel. As long as you have a budget, you can hire me. Events are not. Events
say that again. Wait, Tyra, say that again. Say that again.
As long as you have a budget, you can hire me. All you have to do is email us at info@lenoiragency.com. We are Los Angeles based, but like I said, we do travel, and just have a budget, because events are really expensive. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. So just making sure you're prepared and not giving me a $1,500 budget, because that won't work.
Okay. All right. If you have a budget, and I really want to ask this, because if there's someone who has a budget, does it matter? Is there a price range that's like, no, not so much? Or for somebody who hears you and really wants to work with you, or is there a range that's like, no, we're not doing it? Or are you open?
Well, we're open. It just depends on the type of event you're trying to produce, right? Because if it's like a $20 like birthday, I'm $20, a 20 person, my mistake, a 20 person like birthday dinner, then obviously that budget is going to be a little bit smaller than a higher end 250 person brunch, right? So, or whatever production. I would say just reach out, give us your project details, and then we'll let you know, about around what it would cost to produce something like that.
Beautiful. And that's exactly why I asked that. Don't be, you never know till you ask. So
exactly.
Call Tyra. Thank you so much, T. So we definitely have to have you back on the show, but you're officially a part of our Connect fam. And of course, we have so much more in store. So don't move. Go get your tea. Go get your coffee or whatever you drink in the morning. We'll be back, Connect fam. Don't move.
Hi there, I'm Kayla Kraft. I help women make money and increase their net worth. You can find me at mommymillionaire.co, and you can watch me on the Connect Network TV. Make sure to tune in.